People that try to demonize credit cards just don't know how to use them correctly. Hey, welcome back. I'm Iris. I talk about all things money and life tips, so subscribe to learn more. In today's video, you will learn the credit card basics. You will learn how credit works, how to get a good credit score, and how to use credit responsibly. Why is having good credit important? A good credit score functions like a report card. It lets the bank know that, hey, this is a reliable person to loan money to. This will help you out in the long run when you're trying to get approved for loans and get good interest rates. This will help you out when you're trying to buy property, a car, anything that you may need a loan for. Credit essentially means borrowed money. So when you spend on a credit card, nothing is coming out of your personal account. Instead, you are using the bank's money with the expectation that you will pay them back on time and in full every single month. And if you don't pay them back, you will get hit with credit card interest. Credit card interest is the cost of borrowing money when you use a credit card. And you will get charged credit card interest if you don't pay off your balance by the due date. I've never paid a penny in credit card interest because it is 100% avoidable. Never carry a balance. When you get issued your first credit card, you will also see that your credit card has a credit limit. This is the maximum amount of money that the bank is loaning to you. Now that we have a baseline of understanding of how credit works and what it is, let's get into how to use credit responsibly so we can achieve a good credit score. Always pay your credit statements in full. At the end of a billing cycle, you will get issued what's called a statement balance. To avoid paying interest, you will want to pay this in full every single month. The best tip to stay on top of this so you don't really have to be on top of due dates is to just set all of your accounts to automatic payments, especially later down the road when you start issuing more lines of credit. Keeping track of multiple cards can kind of be a headache, so if you just set everything to automatic payments, this ensures that nothing slips through the cracks. Keep your credit utilization low. Credit utilization is essentially the amount of credit that you are using. The general rule of thumb is to keep it under 30%. So for example, let's say your entire credit line is $1,000. Try not to use any more than $300 of it at a given moment. But when it comes to credit utilization, the lower the better. Having a low credit utilization shows that you are a responsible borrower and you're not overly reliant on credit. I mean, think about it. Lenders would rather loan money to people that aren't maxing out their credit cards. Low credit utilization is just an indicator of strong financial management. Pay your card on time. Your credit card bill will have a due date. You want to make sure that you pay that on time and you never miss a payment. Payment history makes up about 35% of your credit score. That's a pretty decent chunk, so you really don't want to play around with this one. This is very straightforward. Never miss a payment. Again, the best tip for this is just to set your cards to have automatic payments so you never miss a bill. Automatic payments just alleviate your stress of keeping track of due dates and all of your different cards. If you can't buy the item twice, don't put it on a credit card. The best tip for using credit responsibly is to treat it like a debit card. Never put anything on it that you don't already have the money for. The biggest mistake when it comes to credit card usage is that people will put expenses on it that they don't have the money for and can't pay it back in full. So a good rule of thumb to follow to avoid this is if you can't buy it twice, don't put it on a card. Length of credit history. Your length of credit history makes up about 15% of your total credit score. This just means the longer your credit history, the better, which is why it's better if you start building your credit very early on. Like I personally opened my first credit card as soon as I turned 18, and I recommend that to any young person starting out. In addition to this is also the reason why you don't want to close out your old cards. Because closing out your old cards may ruin your credit history length. I still have my first card. I hardly use it, but I keep it open for this exact reason. The only thing you can do with this is just to be patient, let time pass, and don't close out your old cards. Total credit lines. This is in reference to all of the different kinds of credits that you may have. This includes different credit cards, car loans, mortgages, personal loans, things like that. This just shows lenders that you can responsibly handle different kinds of debt. But this doesn't mean, oh, I should get a loan because I want to improve my credit. No. For instance, I'm not ready for property yet, so I don't have a mortgage yet. I also don't have a car loan because my old one works just fine and I refuse to get one until that car dies. I literally just have credit cards. I have several different ones and I use them responsibly and I stick with just that. But since this does factor into your credit score, I did want to mention it in this video. The way I see it is as life naturally progresses, I will naturally acquire new lines of credit over time. So I don't stress too much about this, I just let life play out and naturally I will acquire more lines of credit. Credit cards can be a very powerful tool when used responsibly. Some people have had bad experiences with credit cards, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that has to be your experience. And honestly, if you're watching this kind of content already, I say that's a good indicator that you're on the right path. And once you get the basics and discipline down of credit cards, you can get into the credit card point and reward game and learn how to travel for nearly free, which is why I love credit cards. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button because it really supports the channel, and subscribe for more because I'll see you in the next one.